Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Fix My Fees podcast, where merchant processing is so boring. I bring on interesting people in different businesses to come and chat with you guys and drop some information that I feel can be very informative. And I'm your host, Tavius Washington. And with me today, I have Joanna King. Hey, Joanna, how are you doing today?
I'm great. Thank you so much for having me today.
Oh, I'm glad to have you on. So I like what you're in because it's a lot different than what I've used to chatting with or talking to, but I also think it's an important element when it comes to CEOs. And I think that a lot of times in the entrepreneurial world, we work hard. We even may be working out. We may be doing all of the right things, but one thing that we're not really always focusing on is recovery. And so I'm going to let you dive into what it is that you do, because I think it's really cool. And then I'll hop in. But how did you even get into this line of work? Tell people what it is that you do and how you even got to the point of selling this.
Well, I've got a very different, colorful life tapestry. I'll just say it that way. I've done a lot of unique things, and I don't know if you want me to get into some of that, but really, so before I'd been a naval officer, I'm an a Naval Academy grad from class of '94, and I used to drive big ships, so I was a surface warfare officer. Got my MBA while I was finishing up my time at Great Lakes, and then spent some time at Procter & Gamble. And after that, I'm probably going to launch this guy out of here.
Hey, little kid, hey.
So after that, I had two little girls, and so I was a mom, did some real estate investing, and along the way, my marriage at that time didn't work out, and I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do next. I became part owner of a casino in Cripple Creek, and we took that from the ground up. At one point, there was a hole in the floor. We had to redo the whole sewer. It was a full-on casino. It had, let's see, 200 and 300 games, slots, wow. And then also a complement of blackjack tables, roulette, a hotel, restaurant, all of it. Unfortunately, we didn't make it. And I ended up coming out of that. I wrote a book that came out in 2015 called Girl at Sea, and then spent some time in private equity. Did that and enjoyed it because it kind of was like a culmination of everything I've done before. And then arrived at drop shipping. And I wanted to be available to my children. I wanted to be able to take them to school and be part of their lives, but also location dependent, work from anywhere. And I liked how my first experience in this realm was with massage chairs. They could really make a big difference in people's lives, help with people's sleep and aches and pains and just overall feel better, and ended up really developing Wish Rock Relaxation. And I've been doing that for about 9 years now. And with it, what I do is I actually consider myself more of a wellness expert. I really like to help people, not just with the kind of thing that you might sit in once or twice, but something that you get daily use out of, whether it's a massage chair, a lift chair to keep mom and dad, grandma and grandpa safe and extremely comfortable, zero gravity recliners. And what those do is they recline back while lifting the legs to heart level. And what it does is it elongates the spine and it removes all the pressure from the spine. We also have all different kinds of sauna, whether you want outdoor sauna, indoor sauna, hybrid, full spectrum, you name it, we've got it in that regard. And then recently we've brought on cold plunge, the American leather furniture line, which has been fantastic. Those are fully customizable, made in the United States in Dallas, and then also even fully customizable water features. So I'm hoping to get into barometric chambers and some other things that will really help people to feel better and live better. And I think that, a lot of us spend most of our days working really hard.
Yeah. So one of the things you did kind of skip over before we get to the relaxation and the other things that I do want to talk about, you said you wrote a book, and you said it was called Girl at Sea. Can you tell me a little bit about that? I do want to know about that because I think it shapes how you got into where you are. Can you tell me about what that is?
Absolutely. So it covers my time before the academy as a competitive swimmer. and then takes you through my time at the Naval Academy and then later on in the fleet as one of the first women on warships. So being part of the class of 94, combat exclusion was lifted for women in November of 1993. And at that point, we service selected in January of 1994. And so a lot of us had to kind of adjust course. I like to say it that way. That's kind of our nautical terminology. And so I had to adjust course in my life plans and ended up going surface warfare. And so my first ship was a Spruance-class destroyer out of Long Beach, and we were the last ship to go through the yards before that base was closed. I was the third woman on board that ship, and then my next ship after that was a tank landing ship out of Little Creek, Virginia, and I was the first and only woman for about 3 months until we integrated. I didn't even have my own head, which is also slang for bathroom. On the ship, there was a little flip sign when I needed to go and never knew what I was going to walk into, to be completely transparent. Yeah.
Okay. And so from there, you said you wanted to start to work from home. And so you got into the relaxation with the sofas. And so I had an interesting experience because I have like a gym inside of my apartment, and I saw one of the chairs and I sat there. And when I first thought of it, I was like, okay, this could be something you relax in while watching a show. But man, just the comfort of being inside one by itself. I was like, man, I'd just have my eyes closed. I would never watch a show. But how do these types of different chairs that you have actually help with like the recovery and the different massage chairs? Like, how is there levels to this? I'm new to this part of it.
For the massage chairs, we could look at it as good, better, best. So like good technology would be 2D, just a standard. Originally, it was an S-track, and the roller mechanism would start at the base of your spine, follow the curvature of your spine, and then stop at the bottom, the coccyx. But now we have technology that, not only has SL track, flex track that follows the curvature, wraps around the glutes, but we have dual track that will massage the neck and back at the same time as
Mhm.
the glutes and the hamstrings. And so you get a very thorough, comprehensive experience all at the same time. And then also will be able to do a very therapeutic stretch too and help, ease sore muscles. Let's say we just recently had a customer whose son was a high school, very tall basketball player, probably going on to play college ball. He had a lot of aches and pains in his calves, his feet, and of course his shoulders and his back. And he started with more of a mid-range chair that works pretty well, but he was a little bit too tall. We ended up putting him in one of our flagship chairs. And I just got a call a couple days ago telling me that in 2 days he'd been in the chair 3 times, and it helped his growing pains, it helped the aches and pains after his strenuous practices, and it helped him sleep better. And I mean, this is from an athletic standpoint.
Right.
Just a normal person, let's say, whether we're hunched over our desk like this, typing all day long, right?
That's
Or,
me.
you're on your feet all day long, or you're doing something that requires a lot more strenuous effort. This really makes a difference because it'll allow you to give yourself 20 minutes a day, 30 minutes a day, whenever you want, and actually unwind. I do shut my eyes. I could watch something, but then my arms would be out of because we massage the forearms, the hands, the shoulders, all of it.
Yeah.
So I like to put my hands in and actually just unwind. My favorite right now is a chair called the Sapphire, and it has a sonic singing bell technology, and it literally sounds like if you've ever done a Tibetan singing bowl. Have you ever done
Yeah.
it? And you feel the sound waves through your body. You
Yes.
feel the sound waves from the roller mechanisms in the feet, the calves, the back, the seat, all over. And it's probably the most therapeutic massage I've ever had. And that one I probably keep hitting extra time on.
I like the
Yeah.
word therapeutic because it did, like when you were saying it, it sound meditative. Like, ooh, I would just sit back and just relax in it. So you gotten like, what made you decide that this was the items that you wanted to sell, that you wanted to actually use to transform people's health recovery in their lives? Was there anything in particular about this that stood out?
I mean, I reviewed a lot of niches when I was looking at what I wanted to sell. And I did the research and, you look at how much search traffic there is throughout the years, it's seasonal, how much competition is there, what's the margin. And then also it was something that I could get behind that I really thought could make a difference in people's lives. And it really has, where we actually make people's lives better. And that's pretty cool to be able to say. I got my parents lift chairs, and they're not just lift chairs. They do like zero gravity and all this other stuff. My dad doesn't need a lift chair. He still works out 5 days a week and he's 82. And, even being in the shape he's in, it's the best gift that I've ever given him because, I mean, I challenge him almost not to fall asleep in the chair because it's so comfortable. And I have a lot of people who actually sleep in their chairs instead of their beds because they can get into that sweet spot position and then there's not that ache and pain. And this technology actually makes a huge difference. Being able to slightly raise the legs if you have swelling, that kind of thing, it really makes a difference. At first, I like the margin, but more than that, really, I like being able to help people and kind of become into biohacking myself and like all the little tricks that you can do that don't take a lot but can make a massive difference in your life.
Are there any like misconceptions that when it comes to like your positions, your chairs? I just feel like we don't always think about it until there's a pain there. And so we kind of just sit wherever we sit that's comfortable. So is there anything that people are missing or overlooking when it comes to the types of chairs that you're using, whether it's a work chair, whether it's a day-to-day chair in that method?
Yes, actually, I would, even the standard recliner in your living room, it typically just raises the legs and you're slumped forward in your chair and you're watching something. Your back is just curled. And if you could, for example, sit in a zero gravity recliner instead, all of a sudden you can reposition your spine. My husband's a retired Green Beret. He's had so many spinal issues, C spine, L spine, from the compression of doing thousands of jumps during his career with a 100-pound pack. For him, his back is in constant pain, but being able to get into this position actually removes and alleviates all the pain. One of the things I didn't mention too, that's been a massive game changer in my own home is we just brought on this PEMF mat and this electromagnetic field pulse. And that's been huge specifically for my husband. He had a severe complication after a major surgery 2 years ago. It put him in a wheelchair and then walking sticks and progressing back to being in great physical health. But this was the one thing that helped him around the corner. He ended up with osteitis pubis, which is a severe inflammation of the pelvis. It felt like he's been shot several times and blown up. He said that the pain from that was worse than all of his experiences at war. So this technology makes a massive difference. And a lot of times you think that, oh, I just saw this great one on Amazon. It says it's 4D and it's $1,000. But the problem is that you get no support. It comes directly from the factory, and not all 4D chairs are created equal. Not all massage chairs are created equal. And so I would strongly suggest going with a place that's reputable, that you'll have support. I'm a straight shooter. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. My goal is to get a customer or someone into something that is the very best fit for them, for their body. But when you buy something at a big box store, there's a reason they're selling it for $1,000 or $1,500 and say it was a $10,000 chair. Those are the people that 3 months later call us because it broke down and didn't work. And that's the part that people don't really understand, because when you just take a specification table and say 4D, 4D, L-track, L-track, it's not apples to apples if, you're not getting this from a reputable company and you don't know the quality.
You had talked about the saunas. Now,
Mhm.
I have seen saunas a lot. I've been in a couple of them. I don't know if I really know what I'm doing while I'm in there. What are so being able to say that, you get one home so that you can use it on a regular basis, what are the benefits of having one at home as opposed to like going out and doing that with the saunas?
it's a very deliberate choice if you have to go to the gym and, decide what you're going to wear in the sauna, where when you're at home, you could come be ready to go in the shower after the sauna and not have much on but a towel, and you're in the comfort of your own home and you can watch what you want to, don't have to have headphones on. You can multitask or you can just unwind. And that's something that's really special. When you're sweating as much as you do in a sauna, I don't know about you, but I kind of prefer to not have much on.
That's true. That's true. Ruining clothes.
Right. And so like if you were to be able to couple, they say the optimal amount of sauna time from, I think it was Winter Swimming was the author, and she's a scientist from Finland. She
Uh-huh.
talked about 11 minutes of cold plunge a week with your clavicles under the water to stimulate brown fat growth here, but then also 58 minutes a week of sauna. Some people, like there's new studies from Finland too that are suggesting daily sauna use to help with cardio, like heart disease, as well as depression. And of course, there's a detoxifying piece of it as well. So if you could combine sauna with cold plunge or a cold shower after, the nice thing about doing it when you're at home is you could do it as part of your nighttime routine, and it's time for yourself to kind of unwind, or as part of your morning routine. Whereas you've got to go to the gym and deliberately, whether you walk there, run there, ride your bike there, or get in the car, there's more effort involved with versus stepping out of your bed and from your phone, queuing it up to heat up, and then walking right inside doing a 20-minute session while you're checking your emails or doing a meditation or talking to your
True.
best friend. Whatever it is you want to do, when you're in a public space, you're not free to have open conversations unless your buddy's with you, really.
Right. 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 Okay. So as you're actually using the sauna and you're sweating, it is helping like detoxify your body, helping you, I guess what you said with your like your muscles and your tension. Is that what you said? Oh, and
Heart
depression.
disease.
That's what it was too.
And
And
heart
so
disease, yeah.
is that more of like raising your spirits and like lifting up like your heart rate, or how does that work for that side of it?
It raises your heart rate up and it almost stimulates, I would say it stimulates almost as if you're exercising. So it's
Yeah.
good for your heart. It's good for your circulation, and then helps to detoxify. And then they've even shown that people, like they did a study. I was just listening to this recently. They did a study with a certain amount of patients where when they actually spent regular time in the sauna and they were clinically depressed, some of them had pretty serious issues, they saw at least a 60 to 70% improvement. Some of them didn't even need their medication. Now, I'm not saying willy nilly, just get off your meds. That's not what I'm saying. But if it can help, and every little bit helps. I don't know if you've heard of Wim Hof. He's the other end of the spectrum with the cold therapy. The idea is doing something hard, whether you do it for 5 minutes or 2 minutes, a few times a week.
Right.
I don't care who you are. Nobody likes to get into that 38-degree water at any time. It is hard. And the first minute is like takes your breath away and you have to relax your nervous system, but then gaining control of your body in that way is different. Like you can kind of in your head say, oh, I did this today. I can do anything. It's just kind of neat. And the other cool thing on the sauna technology is that if you do a full spectrum sauna, you don't have to reach the same level of temperature. So you don't have to get up to 180 degrees or anything. But because it's a full spectrum sauna, it'll actually hit your tissues at a cellular level. So it's really effective for people, some people fighting cancer and other serious disease. It actually will help therapeutically for you to like discharge. I'm saying this wrong. But there's a lot of health benefits to the sauna use, especially full spectrum. I like it because you don't have to reach the extreme high temps, but you still get the benefits at a cellular level, and it helps with cellular rejuvenation and that kind of thing.
Got it. Okay. Okay. I'm starting to get a better idea and understanding why people love it. I mean, like I said, I've seen them in the movies, and it's always like, It's always rich people sitting in a sauna, or it's, an assassin movie and somebody's about to go, right? That's where it is. But I definitely understand the
The
benefits.
prices aren't crazy anymore, which is good. Like,
Right,
you can get
right.
into a decent one for sure under $5,000. We even have some under three, and they're high quality, and now they just snap together. So it's not like you're getting the hammer out and, it's going to take forever. The whole panel comes completely assembled. All you have to do is snap all four pieces together
That's
and
so
then
cool.
plug it in. Like, it's easy. And it's not
That's
like
so
you're
cool.
spending 5 grand. If I could get you into a 2 or 3 person for like three, and we have some on sale for Mother's Day, which is cool.
Right. What about that? I also saw in there, which I thought was cool. Now I think about it in like the feng shui kind of cool, but I'm guessing there is a lot of meditative benefits to it too, which was the water features, right? Where, those coming down with the waters coming down. I'm like, oh, I love the thought of like having that running down and the sound of it. I am a fall asleep to the rain sounds kind of person. So I would love to have that like sitting there as I'm sitting in the backyard, just have it inside, but I can still hear it. But anyways, what are the benefits outside of like, obviously it looks amazing, to having those kind of water features like inside your home? I didn't even know that people could do that. So seeing that on your website was awesome to me. But what are the benefits of that kind of device?
Aside from the aesthetic benefits, I think that in my personal opinion, it makes me happy. I have one in our Kingman home and it really makes me happy. Um, and I think it does wonders for my nervous system, honestly. So I think it helps to kind of calm your autonomic nervous system and keep you more at peace. And it makes you feel closer to nature, really. I can't really describe it better than that, though. It's one of the favorite things we did in Kingman. Our house in Golden, Colorado doesn't really lend itself to a water feature. It's kind of 1970s, like not the huge tall ceilings. And I wish that, we did have that kind of space because it's really one of my favorite things that we carry.
Yeah, I saw it. It just made me think of like those peaceful, like,
Like
what's
a
those
spa.
springs? Yeah, like a hot spring and a spa,
Mhm.
just like, yeah. So you get it. I was like, oh, I would love that. I think that being able to walk around that presence multiple times a day, every
Mhm.
day, always there, can be really, really relaxed. Especially you always have something on your mind. My ADHD is always running out and crazy haywire things. So to be able to have that as a walking around every time, and just be like, I like that sound. It just moves through. I think that would be awesome. So I thought that was really cool that you added that there.
We have some that hang on the wall and you can completely customize, pick your stone, glass, mirror, lots of different slabs. But what's really cool, we also can have them freestanding. Companies can put their logo on it or you can put a saying on it. Like they're fully customizable. So you can make a small one, a huge one, have it stand up both sides, whatever really will highlight your space and make your heart happy. That's the cool thing about it.
That's awesome. Man. It really is cool that we could take a step back and we always talk about marketing and I could have, right? I could have very easily talked about how you moved in this e-com space and how you've done advertising and how you picked your product and, tell the people how they can do the same. But just to actually just talk about the benefits of what it is that you're already promoting, I think is really cool. But outside of this, I saw the cat. I heard you say, earlier that you got to hand off the cat to the husband. Like, what is your life like outside of this business? What is it that you do on your normal day to day, outside of work?
Well, I swam through college, so I start off most days swimming. So at 5:30, I'll swim, and then I'll lift. And Michael and I lift together. And my work day, I get to work from wherever we are, so that part's pretty cool. My team is in the Philippines. I've got two daughters. They are 20 and 22. So the oldest is graduating in June from UW in Seattle, and the youngest.
Nice.
I know it's a little crazy. I'm kind of like, oh, where did this time go? And then
Congrats if you're watching this.
thank you. Thank you. I'll be sure to pass it on to her as well. It's been a bit of a tough job market. So her focus, she's in the business school is marketing and human resource management and then a minor in history. And then my other daughter is a junior at the University of Colorado in Denver and probably pursuing something in neuroscience. after her undergrad. So she's been doing well. She moved out, and so now Michael and I are empty nesters, which is a little crazy.
Nice. Oh yeah. With my network, there's a lot of different ways to get into marketing. So let me know if I can help out in that way. We'll talk about it after. But I think that's awesome. That's cool. Once you get into the empty nesters, what happens then? Do you have plans to travel? Do you like where you already are? Just kind of dive in more. What's the plans from there?
I love traveling. So Michael's doing a bit of contracting, and this summer he'll be gone. So his job will be at the bottom of the Bering Sea diving for gold.
Wow.
Oh, so he'll be dredging for gold. Might be on Bering Sea Gold. We'll see. So he'll be
Sounds like I
gone.
need to have him on my podcast next.
You probably do. Yeah. So he'll be doing that for 3 months. I'm hoping to meet him and see him in Nome, Alaska, and then I'm hoping that we actually get. I'd like to go to Iceland this year. So we
Nice.
definitely like to travel, and that's one of the things I enjoy a lot is exploring new places and getting off the beaten path and connecting with locals along the way.
Yes,
So
me too.
not a total commercial experience, but rather something where like, show me your favorite places and that kind of thing is what I really enjoy.
Yes. Yes, I am not a where do the tourists lay. I'm where the locals lay, right? You'll find me in their bars, in their restaurants, not in the tourist spots. I love that. Are you foodie? Do you tend to get the same types of food or do you like to try different things while you're traveling?
Absolutely. And I am kind of a foodie and I also like propagating plants and growing plants. And then we've gotten into sourdough. So we make sourdough
Nice.
bread every week and all sorts of different flavors. And that's been kind of fun to learn together.
I'm so
I
jealous.
definitely like cooking too and like experiencing food. Surprisingly, we were on a trip to visit our team in the Philippines last January, and I don't know the name of this, but they make it in this big tin on the street, and it's brains. However,
Yeah.
it was incredibly tasty. I don't remember the official name, so I apologize to all the Filipinos out there, but it was really good. I definitely like to experience things when we travel and
That is awesome.
hoping to get some travel in soon. I do have something special I'm doing this year is I've got a really important special customer I'm working with and I flew out for the installation of all of his American leather furniture and his bigger installation's coming July 1st. So I'll be flying out to that one to make sure everything goes smoothly and help him however I can. And I'm grateful that I get to do that. And then this will be one of the first markets in July that Michael won't be with me. So I'll be bringing one of my girls to take videos with me to feed our YouTube channel. I go to all the industry events and see what's new in the marketplace and see all of our suppliers there. So that'll be unique to do with my daughters instead of with my husband.
That's awesome. See, I like that. You having a fruitful summer and travel, but I love when people are like me. And I just recently, like in the last 5 years, became like a super foodie where I just travel and I'll try anything. Well, anything that isn't life threatening. I'll try almost anything once just to at least say that I've done it. And I've been thoroughly surprised at the different things that I like now that I would have never have guessed before. So I love when people are foodies too.
Me
But
too.
but thank you so much, Joanna, for coming on here. I really like that we can take this different take in the recovery and taking care of ourselves, whether it's in the office, whether it's at home, what we sit on, what we posture, especially since some of us do this 8 hours a day,
As
right?
I
Is
just stood
really,
up
really
straight.
meaningful. Yeah, I do that all the time. I always find myself like trying to sit up and then, especially like when I'm doing podcasts too, that's what like talking to you made me have to be more mindful of that because I am the sloucher and then I don't breathe properly. And the next thing you know, I'm yawning on this YouTube podcast and people think I'm tired. Like, I'm not tired. I need to breathe. I haven't been breathing. I've been paying attention too much. So,
Well, really, Tavius, you've been leaning in. That's what you've been doing.
oh, is that what it is? See, cutting off my breathing, leaning in. But thank you so much for coming on here today. But, with these different things that you talked about, if people have questions, maybe trying to figure out which one's best for them, or they want to take a look at all the things that you have to offer, how can people get in touch with you?
Oh, that's a great question. I run Wish Rock Relaxation, and you can check us out online. We also have a YouTube channel, Wish Rock Relaxation 7454, and I'm trying to always add new content there. And if all else fails, I'd love to hear from you. So you can give me a call, shoot me a text at 803-574-9474, and we would be happy to help you get into the right item at the right price. We're committed to that. I'm not just going to try to sell you something that's not going to hit that sweet spot. I know it's really important.
Awesome. Cool. And can we give a discount to people who
Oh,
come from here so we know that they heard it from
absolutely.
this podcast?
Absolutely. I'm just looking at, oh, it's easy. The discount code in all caps is Tavius10, and you'll get 10% off your entire order at Wish Rock Relaxation. No tax and free shipping too, which is pretty cool. Especially when things get a little more expensive, that tax is not something to disregard. It makes a big
Right.
difference.
It does. 10%. That's a lot. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So write that down. I am going to add that into the bio so that you guys can remember that. I'll add the phone number, email, all of that inside the bio so that you can have access to that. But thank you again for coming on here and teaching people a little bit about the different items, how they can help them at their home. We have to do this again sometime. I appreciate it.
Oh, I would love it. And thank you so much for reaching out. I'm happy you found us.
And awesome. And if you have a unique business like Joanna and you want to be on my podcast, just reach out to me at Tavius@fixmyfeesteam.com. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure that you like and subscribe so you can see more of my content. Other than that, enjoy the rest of your day, guys.